Alright, we're all good. So... good old, Astroneer wiki up, and let's see if they've got any information about the sensors and stuff yet. Working in tandem with medium and large resource management. 1 unit a second power consumption. Okay. Time's left on this? Only about 30 seconds? Okay. I have a bunch of Astroneer, I could go get some of that going. We got research-wise. I can get a battery going. Medium battery might be a good idea. But... oh, large resource canister actually would be a good thing to get set up. It needs nanocarbon alloy? Jesus. Okay. So I'm probably going to need to like really rethink what my base looks like then, aren't I? Like, really rethink it. Again, this one isn't my main base. My main base is going to be on Novus. Purple planet. Just because. Actually, speaking of which... oh. I don't mean to take the whole thing. Why do I have a bunch of... why do I have a bunch of steel? I don't remember why I need so much steel. Large storage silo, I think that's why I did it. Yeah, this large storage silo B, that's why I did it. Hey hun, how are you doing? In case you haven't noticed, no pop filter. I don't think, because I don't face the microphone directly, it's always off to the side, I actually don't think I'm going to need a pop filter. Anyway, something I realized that the update did is that it freaking broke the terrain analyzer. It kind of made it so that the... audio sounds good? Nice. It made it so that the terrain analyzers that I had don't function correctly anymore. They don't actually, the terrain color that they had scanned is no longer correct. It's gone to like a default gray color. So they're now useless to me. So I had to make a new one. I might keep one of them and then ditch the other. Like scrap it at some point. Anyway. Wow. hearing that sound effect in these earphones is actually really intense. Lots of purple, yeah. Whoa, what is it doing? Ow. Sometimes the game gets a bit funky when it's recalculating the gravity effects. Have a bit of research, that's all good. So I made a medium resource canister on this planet, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So I'm gonna bring that over here. So this can store 32 units of a material. And yeah, it can store scrap. Okay, that makes them really effective, actually, as scrap storage. That's really good. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna get this Astroneer researched. And I'm gonna dump this over here. Dump that over there. I'm gonna move the RTG here. And put this back here. So I've made a couple of automation items already. The canister here that I've already just like demonstrated is basically, it's a material canister that stores a specific resource type in kind of like an invisible format, so that it doesn't, the game isn't rendering the item anymore. And then you can actually make it spit the item back out when you go into deposit mode. It goes lip, and then it spits it out. See? Like that. It's so cool. So I think the idea that I had then is that what I would like to try and get set up is a form of auto scrapping. So that the scrapper is getting stuff put into it to destroy. Constantly. It's filling up scrap, and then it goes to the trade platform. The trade platform then sends it off to get more materials. Then the and it comes over to a smelter. The smelter smelts the resource to something that it can use. And then it comes back to the... it comes to like one of the printers. The printers activate, create the item that needs to be dismantled. And then it gets kicked out into the shredder again. But I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to use. Hey 87, how are you doing? Because the auto arms can only pick up small items. They can't pick up winches. And I don't think you can salvage winches when they're in their single unit size. Like, I can totally try this out. Let's get a piece of copper. Just like, whilst I'm testing this out, let's get the... let's get this going. The large storage silo can hold a lot more canisters than the large storage could. And I think with that setup, that would actually be more storage efficient than even... than even having a large canister. I think having it set up so that it's a large storage filled with medium canisters would actually be more storage efficient. Because a large storage canister can hold 400 items, so I'd need to see how many things you can fit on this. Let's take a look. So, medium canisters can hold 32 items. And a large storage silo B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It has 12. 320 times 10. Yeah, 320. 352. 384. So a medium storage silo with a large storage silo with packed with medium canisters is 384. A large canister is 400. So in terms of storage efficiency, there's an advantage though to using a silo and multiple medium canisters, and that is canisters can only store one type of item at a time. You can't store multiple different items in a single canister, so if it's got scrap in it, it can only have more scrap. So if you have a a large storage canister, it's 400 units of scrap, and that's all it can hold. Whereas if you use a large silo, you could have canisters, medium-sized ones, that have different material types all over them, and have mass storage for multiple different material types, rather than having to set up several large canisters. So in terms of cost efficiency at this stage in the game, this works out better, because I can hold more items. But in the case of my shredder, the only thing that should be on this is scrap. It's like, that's the only thing that should be on the storage units is scrap. So what I'm probably going to need to do then is... Oh, hey Sordior, how are you doing? So I think what the most beneficial thing to do then would be, if I want to have it set up so that the materials from the scrapper get sent over to the trading platform when it's ready, would be... so I would need to disconnect this. And since auto arms can't really hold anything, or like, it's best to just be... So I think what would be best to do with the platforms is to be cheap with them. Oh, excuse me. And do it for auto arms is to use the bare minimum for holding them, which is going to be a medium platform. One of the medium platform types. So let's take a look. Medium platform A, platform B. Medium platform C is probably more space efficient than platform A is, and it's probably going to look a little nicer. Tall platform's not worth it. Medium T platform could actually be kind of interesting, because then you could have two of them, but in different directions. Hey Zero. But for all of them I'm going to need resin, and lots of it, so... Okay. Well, resin's easy enough to deal with. I've got, this buggy here has got plenty of soil in it, so... Enable output, disable. Weird. Okay. Alright. Let's get all of these. Let's make some resin. Now, what was it that I needed again to make medium canisters? Medium resource canister is plastic and glass, which is actually quite easy to get, because plastic is carbon and compound, and glass is just refined quartz. Okay, so now I've got a bunch of resin. I did not mean to do that. Right. Let's make a medium platform C. Yeah, that is really compact. And I think it's got 3 power plugs on it. Yeah, it's got a 3-way power plug. So that's gonna help. And then a medium T platform is... it's 3 plugs and then it's got double... 2 double slots on it. So that one can hold 2 arms. So I'm gonna try that one out in a sec too. Anyway, let's zoom over here with this. And activate this. I'm gonna need another auto arm. What do you need for those? Aluminium and graphite. Now if I just pop this on here, and then rotate it so that it faces that way. Okay, so then I grab... I don't want this. I don't need this for now. Alright, let's go make another aluminium. So, aluminium and graphite, wasn't it? Do I have a graphite over here? Yes, I do. Good, good. Right, let's make another one of these. Oh, I see. So what I could potentially do here is this could be like a delivery unit into the... So I could have 2 units on this one. One that takes scrap from the storage, and one that delivers scrapping items into the shredder. So I could set it up like between it like that. Okay. So I need to move this back. Get another auto arm. There we go. Let's unpack it onto this. Alright, so rotate. Okay, so this one... So, if I set it up so... Hold up, no, not like that. So this one takes... So this one would need to go into this slot here. And it would be the takes from here, spits into here. I don't think that's going to work, actually. This is too... The spacing is too wide, so I don't think that unit's going to work properly. What I'd need is this one to be... It needs to have this in the circle, and it needs to have the trade platform in the circle as well. So what I would need to do is rotate this so that this can see both the platform and the storage. Maybe if I move this further away, and then I can hook it up to this rather than directly to the base. And then... that then allows... so yeah, it now sees the scrap and it now sees the trade platform. So if I hook it up... oh. So... and then I hook this up to this. Oh, that looks kind of ugly. Yeah, let's try this. This one. So then if I turn on output... yes! We have auto delivery to the trade platform. Now, something I need to do a little bit of investigative work into next is I need to find out if items that are stored in medium, like compressed things, can actually be scrapped. So I need to find something that I can make. Actually, I could just use a resin to do this, couldn't I? Take a resin off of here. Come over here, give this the resin to this. Something that uses just resin. There we go. Medium platform A. So a medium platform A, with it being a square, has 4 unit plugs on it rather than just 3. So even though it's bulkier, that might mean that it's better to use this. Depends on how I configure it, I guess. Anyway, so... yeah, you cannot scrap items that are in compression. It doesn't let you. What? That sucks. Okay, so I need to set it up so that when it detects that the storage is full, it enables output mode. That would probably be the best way of doing that. Regardless, let's activate this. And this can do the same thing on this side. So yeah, that one looks for scrap on this storage unit. And picks it up, puts it on the trade platform. So I can test that. If I hook it up to here. And then I drop it on this. It's prioritizing the storage bay rather than the trade platform. Maybe if I moved it a little bit, will it prioritize the trade platform if I move it slightly? No. Still prioritizes the storage. So what if I do take the storage off? It prioritizes the trade platform if there's no storage on the other slots. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move this back over here then for a bit. Okay. So I've got some of the automation kind of set up. Like, we're getting some concepts going. That's the important part here. Realistically then, is this necessary, having this a platform like this one, if I'm not going to use the storage units next to it? I then need to be able to take the... Yeah, I then need to be able to take the materials that it comes back with off of the trading platform and then put them somewhere else. Thinking. So what I could do, if I swap this, like, automation out... Hold on, let's change it over to here. Or I could have an arm set up on this so that it takes away everything that's on the trade platform as soon as it comes in, and then it would start to take it away to somewhere else. I think I've got it. Okay. So... So I need to make another one of these auto arms then. And then set it up so that it picks up from here and then plops it somewhere over here. Can you get clay from the trade platform? You can? Okay. So... But clay... The small printer can't make anything that's single slot, though. Everything the clay thing makes, or that makes, is double slot. So drill mod... So in order to make drill mod 1s, I'd have to be present the whole time. It's not full automation. Because whatever it's making has to be scrappable. So the question then becomes, how do I get something that's 2-slot into the scrapper so that it will be salvaged? That's a difficult question there. I think that might make it so that this is not fully automatable. If you can't tell a printer to make something that's small, if there's if the only way to make small items that can be picked up by the auto arms to chuck into the scrapper is for you to use your own backpack printer, this isn't going to be automatable. He might be dead in the water here, unfortunately. Let's see what else we can do, though. So, power sensor, storage sensor, battery sensor, button repeaters, extenders, splitter. Hold up. Extenders. Extenders are single slot items. The small printer can print extenders. And there's single slots. But the question is that profitable? I don't think it is, because malachite is 2 scrap per malachite, I think. There's no way you get more than... And even still, another thing to consider here is that 1 scrap to 2 clay. That's not profitable either, so the idea that I had on the other side of things wasn't going to work either. So it looks like the whole idea of... I could probably automate parts of the process, but not all of it. Like... my presence would still be required to unpack winches and chuck them into the shredder, but the automation could go through the production line on its own. That's probably the best thing to do then, is for me to set this up, this trade platform up, to trade for tungsten. So that's wolframite. Tell it to chuck the wolframite into a forge that's set up, like a dedicated forge over here. And then I would also, but then I'd also need to automate resin and organic compression into the soil centrifuge, which means then that I'd need to have a way of producing soil, which is not possible. The production line would require me to go and get medium soil canisters for it to function, and fill them, and then come back for the production to keep going. You need to have like 2 soil centrifuges, one that produces resin, one that produces organic, and then it chucks those resources over to a chemistry lab, which the chemistry lab then makes rubber on repeat, and then an automation takes the rubber away from the chemistry lab, chucks it to a small printer, and then I would need a sensor that would activate once the printer has been given the materials it needs. It'll print a winch, and then I would have to manually collect the winch, unpack it, and then chuck it into the scrapper. Or I could potentially have it set up so that the winches are stored in a compressed format on like a storage block, so that I don't have to walk around much. I could like have it so that they come up close to the scrapper, so that I don't have to run around much. That's potential. That's got potential. It's gonna need a bit of resources to set up, though. So... yeah. I think I've got an idea going. I just need to try and get it all laid out then. So yeah, I guess that's what we're going to be doing on stream today. Trying to figure out how to automate a production line for getting scrap easily. But I actually need to go to the bathroom, so I will be back in a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. That came on quite suddenly. Anyway. So, where are we? Oh right, I need to figure out a way of doing automation. So, like I said, I was gonna do wolframite. That gets sent over to a furnace. So I need to really think about what kind of platforms I have available then. So... oh, no. Large platform A, large platform B. Large T platform. No. Large curve? No, I don't think that would be suitable. I think a large platform B. Thanks, Audio. So I need 3 resin for that. Right, let's nab 3 resin. Get that printing. So the idea then is to get a forge set up here that an auto arm will just drop stuff off in. Speaking of which, how much aluminium do I have left? I don't think I've got much. I don't actually think I have any aluminium here left. Okay. Looks like I'm off on a next little trip. Oh, right, another thing I should do. I need to regain my color. I know this is like deforming my base, but I'll be able to reflatten it once I've actually got the color imprint, so it's fine. There we go, it dinged, so now it's all ready. Let's flatten... let's repair the damage I just did to my terrain. Get that all fixed. To do a little bit differently here. So, like this. You see, the flattened thing is kind of weird because it's only at the incline that you did it. So, because this area isn't perfectly flat, the flatten tool isn't perfect in aligning it. As you can see, there's like little creasing that happens everywhere when the terrain level actually is changing, because it's not the same, like, surface anymore. But it's the best that I can do, and it doesn't look too bad. So it's like, it's appropriate, it's fitting. Oh, yeah. As long as it's mostly flat, it's fine. There we go, the damage has been fixed. And now I can take this analyzer off and put it back where it belongs. I'm gonna store it over here. I'm gonna put the drill on. There we go. And then I'm gonna head down to my deep tunnel and see if I can get some aluminium. Because thankfully aluminium is a universal resource, it's on every planet. But yeah, this is the tunnel that I made down to the core. Oh, what's in here? Anything fancy in here? Oh, there's a bunch of quartz in here. And some high-level research items. Oh, iron! Sweet. I'm gonna take this for scrap. Because this is like a scrap destroyed generator, so it'll actually produce a fair bit of scrap. And I need to get as much scrap as I can. So it's worth taking back with me. Whilst I'm getting myself set up for automation, might as well do this sort of thing. So yeah, let's get this going in the scrapper. I should set some tethers up down here. I don't have many tethers remaining, but I might as well, seeing as I'm coming down here to explore. There's some carbon on here too, cool. Wait, is that just another broken generator? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take that back up with me. The scrapper finished, and it should tell me that it has 1 out of 32. Oh! For some reason But yeah, that got 3 scrap out of it. Nice. I think the auto arm is able to take it directly from the output, that's why it's not going into storage. So if I turn the arm off, it should go into the storage. We'll soon find out. Oh, I see. It's going on that side first. So if I put it on there... There you go. So now it's going into the storage rather than the auto arm taking it. That's good. Bonk. So I noticed that there was some carbon on the other debris pack that was over here. I'm gonna take that. Might as well. Oh, what's this? Is this... Oh, a research item. I'm gonna nab this and take it away. Gotta get that research. Because I need 7,500 bytes to get the auto extractor, which is like a really, really good item. Like, it's a very high-end game item, so that's why it needs like steel, tungsten carbide, and all that jazz. And I can chuck it straight into the research. Let's see what this is worth. 3,000 bytes. Nice. That's a pog right there. Boing. Over here. Is it a dead end? No, it's not a dead end. It actually leads somewhere. Oh, this is the iron deposit I found earlier. Sweet. Okay, it's interesting to know that it has a little shortcut from here. Even more quartz. Interesting. Is that resin? That's not the symbol for resin. What I do need to do though is get back to my oxygen tethers. Haha, got you. And I got a new research item from that thing. Cool. Gonna take that back to the surface. Let's go put the carbon here. Oh, excuse me. Let's go. Take this. Pop it over here. Then hook it up to power. We need so I'm gonna need to set up a filter on this thing on the arm that I put here to tell it that it should only take wolframite. and that it should not take scrap. There is a way of doing that. You can put an item on an auto arm, and that item acts as the filter mask for it, so that it will only look for the item that you put onto it. There's like a little slot here, so you can tell it to only collect a certain item if you put an item in this slot there. So what I need to do next is the forge. What do we need for the forge? Compound and resin. It's not one. Alright, well actually I can make some more tethers with the compound that I've just taken on, so... Smelting furnace? Yeah. Whilst that's going, go see if I can find some aluminium. Boing. Hunting for some metals. There's some. Cool, that was quick. Oh, there's something over there. More stuff to scrap? More stuff to scrap. Good. Awesome. Always a good idea to find some stuff to salvage whilst I'm down here. Might as well. Whilst that's doing its thing, I should get more, get this aluminium smelting. And then I go get some more. I would go down that hole, but it's, not got any tethers set up in it. So I would suffocate pretty quickly down there. Stop. Three. core. Oh, wait. Again. Should find something to salvage whilst I'm down here. If I go much further down, like going down this far, that's a lot of like explodey plants. Like this is where I'm getting very close to like, you can tell that I'm actually really close to the core because the gravity is so low down here. Like the core is literally right here. See, there it is. There's the planetary core. Moons are really, really small. Food's ready? Alright, hun, enjoy. Like, I don't have to travel very far at all to get from surface to core. There's something in the wall there. Refill internal power supply to unlock. Break that out. I might actually be able to do that. Because I can bring the rover down here and refill it with the buggy, with the buggy's internal fuel. $360 bytes, nice. Is there anything in here? I should probably make sure I head back shortly. I don't have tether oxygen. Oh god, I'm suffocating. Oh, there's an oxygen filter there. Backpack full. Okay, right, let me put the tethers down, because I actually want to explore this area. This seems interesting. Also, I want to get rid of that plant up there. Let's see if I can break it out. Die already. I got a research item from it too. Sweet. Actually, I'm gonna leave this here, because I know that the thing is full. And I'm going to take this for scrap. Boing. Get that grub indeed. So we've got a new medium medium furnace rather. So we take this, unpack it. So we have 2 scrap units? Okay. I see. It puts it in this. It puts it on there once it's full up on the. Nice. Okay. So what was it again that the auto arm needed? Graphite. I know. Aluminium and graphite. So I need to chuck this in the soil centrifuge, chuck this in the soil centrifuge, click, click. Graphite. Ooh. I'm also going to need to figure out how to use the sensors. It's going to be a very key thing to do. So the idea is take this. I'm just going to take a couple of medium storage units off from here too. Unpack it. Use wolframite as a filter. Turn it on. And yeah. So that works. And then when the forge gets turned on, it'll turn them into a tungsten. And then I can have another auto arm grab the tungsten that it spits out and put it into a printer. And then the printer spits out a compacted winch that another auto arm can then grab and then put it in like a storage unit over here. Alright, I think I've got an idea for a production line going. It's just about getting everything finalized, basically. Alright, so what we need to do next... So I need to get another arm set up. What I could probably do, actually, is set up an arm on this one rather than it being a storage unit. Would mean I'd need to move this probably, though. Something would need to move. Nah, probably not a good idea to do it that way. what would probably be better is to have the arm over on this side. Because then it gives more room for the winch to come over here. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so let's activate this so that it's actually creating the tungsten. What I need next is... yeah, so what I need next is a small platform that has an auto arm on it that takes this and dumps it over into printers. Okay, I think I've got it. So I'm gonna need more resin. Alright, so... back over here. Alright, so I want this to specifically filter for tungsten. So I put a tungsten in this. And then it slides over here. Can I set it up so that it sees both storage units? That's a good question. That should be able to see both storage units and be able to pick up from both of them. So when I turn it on, yeah. Yeah, it's able to see from both of them. Okay, so this one works. So then probably it would be better to try and get it set up on an array of small printers, rather than it just being a single one. So I can probably get an array of 4 small printers set up within the radius of this arm, and they could all be set up to craft winches. So I'd need 2 resin to do this. Then I bring it over here. No, not like that. Right, so bring it over here. No need to do more than 4 small printers because you can only... because each run of tungsten is only going to be 4 winches at a time. So the maximum amount that you can set up in a printer is going to be 4 at any given moment. But that's also going to be dependent on the trade platform. The trade platform is probably going to be the biggest bottleneck in the whole process because it takes time for it to come back. Like, I don't expect it to be running, like, constantly, but as long as it's automating the process so that I don't have to go around doing it myself, and I can just be sitting here, moving winches into the shredder when it needs them, the process will just run itself, and then I'll just be collecting winch materials. Of course, I would need to go and refresh my soil supply every now and then, because that's the one resource that I'm going to have to go and get myself. Because trading for it makes basically makes it unprofitable. Right, so what we need to do now, let's grab this, hook this up to there. Now I need to make 4 small printers, which I believe is 4 compound. Small generator, canister, filter, tether bundle. Small printer, 4 compounds. Now I need to set them all up to be winches. Winch. Yep. That one. Hey Nightmare, how you doing? There's another winch on that one. So now that they're all set up to look for winches, what should happen is when I set the auto arm up, it doesn't do it. The auto arm does not deposit onto the winches. Sorry. Why does the auto arm not deposit onto the printers? If I take this off... Ah, okay. So... What? Okay, so this is actually it's still going to work, it's just that it's not going to be quite as efficient as I was hoping it would be. The arms cannot deposit directly onto the printers. However, they can deposit onto the slots either side of them. So what I can do there then is I can tell the arm to deposit onto that, and then the printers pick them up, and then I can get another production thing going over here. So, because I've got this part of my shelter ready to go, what I can do is get the setup going for the chem lab and the soil centrifuges set up. That would allow for, excuse me. That would allow... I need to do another bit of investigative work here. One sec. So if I have this on here, and then I do this... It works. That actually works. So then... If I do... Let's just do 8 organic, just so that I've got this going. So what I'm expecting to happen here is that it'll deposit all of the organics, then the canister will pop off, and then it will go back to the medium canister. It works. That automates the process. Okay, I've got it. So I'm going to put this back on here. Take this. I'm going to tell this to make some rubber, because I'm going to need it for the filtering process. But I only need one for the moment. Right. So. What I need now, I need to make 2 of these kinds of platforms here, large platform Bs. I need to make a medium storage, and I need to make a soil centrifuge, and then they'll have slot on there for a large canister. What this is going to let me do is it's going to set up a repeat cycle whenever the... Yeah, this is going to work really well. And then I can set it up so that the sensor activates once the soil centrifuge is full to create organic in one of them, resin in the second one, and then the auto arms will grab them both, take them to a platform that has storage on one side for accepting the materials, and then storage on the other side for outputting the rubber. And then the rubber can be taken by the auto arm and dumped over onto this bit here, which will then fill up the small printers. The sensors I can then use sensors to activate the small printers once they have their materials to spit out 2 winches. And then I can have an auto arm over here that collects the outputs from the printers, brings it over to the shredder, and I can have them like stored on a storage unit over here that keeps them available near the shredder, that I can just take them off, open them up, plop them in when I'm ready. And then I'll be able to produce scrap indefinitely. Or it'll be really heavily automated, and then I just need to sit here and wait for the scrap to produce itself. I think I've got it. I've got this sussed now. So what I'm going to do to kind of help jumpstart this process, I'm going to go and get all of the scrap that I have left behind on my previous planets. So I'm gonna get, like, everything that I can off of my inventory. And I'm just gonna go grab all the scrap that I've got from everywhere else, and I'm going to turn this base into the main base where I produce scrap. Where, kind of like, this is where I hang out mostly. So... Okay, let's do this. So I need to go to... So Glacio... Actually, I'm gonna go visit Silva first, because Silva I know has a bunch of scrap. So... Let's go. So if I have all of my scrap ready to go, I can just I can get like a bunch of this going pretty quickly. Ow. You've never seen this part of the game? This sort of stuff gets unlocked once you reach the core of a planet. It's basically the fast travel network. So you can get between the planets without having to use the shuttle. I have Silver, Glacio, and Novus unlocked on the fast travel network. I was planning on doing Aatrox next, but then they did the automation update, and I'm like, I want to do automation. I want to get that set up before I start unlocking further planets. Because it will make the process of getting the materials that I need for setting up new bases a lot easier. Because having scrap means that I can trade for most of the things that I need. And Aatrox is the only planet that I have left that I need gases from. So once I unlock fast travel to Aatrox, getting the materials and resources that I need is going to be ridiculously easy. The only disadvantage to Silver as my fast travel network is that my base is actually quite far away from where the from where the node is, from like the gateway portal. So it takes me a while to actually walk back to my base to collect the stuff that I need and then head back. So actually, whilst I'm here, I get that going. And yeah, I have a fair bit of scrap here that I need to bring back, so I'm going to need to do multiple trips. And in fact, I'm going to take other resources with me as well. I need to take everything that I can. No. Okay, how much? That's like almost all of my inventory slots have already been filled up with scrap. Backpack full. Yeah. So now I need to head back and get this all stored up. I know for a fact that I'm going to need a lot of copper to do this, so I might actually come back to Silver later. Actually, if I'm backing and forthing a lot to Silver, maybe what would be a good idea to try and speed the process up is... Yeah, this might actually be a good idea. And there we go, that's all of the scrap taken off of that. And then this will also then let me take copper, 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 zinc, zinc. Take some aluminium with me too. Take the graphite. And I think I should get some is it nitrogen that... What is it that I can get? Methane and hydrogen on Novus, so I probably should take a canister of nitrogen with me before I leave. So this is the atmospheric condenser. This lets you gather gases from the atmosphere of the planet. Each planet has different gases that you can collect. With the exception of DeSolo, DeSolo has no gases. I haven't actually been to DeSolo yet because it's just not been part of the checklist or like the priorities. And stop. Let's go. So yeah, I can take more stuff with me. Yeah, this is going to be like a multi-trip thing. I'm going to have to do multiple trips to bring everything that I want to take with me back. So, yeah, let's take more of the zinc. Let's take that. Actually, I do have... Since aluminium's something I can get, I think that's enough of that. There is a deposit of copper on the surface somewhere. I should go and get some copper from that. Like, I found it, and I was like really shocked that I found it, because I was like, wait, what? There it is. Get as much as I can from it. It's gonna be the moment when I've actually found out that I've kind of exhausted this deposit already. Okay, there's a malachite. Uh-oh, my oxygen. Okay, well, I've got 2 units of malachite, that's good. Better than nothing, at least. Okay, so... Wait, okay, I think that's as much as I'm gonna get out of this deposit. There's not much left in it. So, let's get on. Let's get out of here. My goal is eventually to be kind of unreliant on silver completely. So like, basically I never hope making it so that I don't need to come back to this base often, if at all. Because if I can make myself non-reliant on it, then it doesn't matter that it's really far from the gateway. Because I'll just be able to come back, because I won't be needing to come back regularly. Alright, let's get back to Novus. This is one of the things that I kind of don't like about the, fast travel system. That you have to go to the core before you can go back to the space station. It would be nice if you could go from surface to space station and then, to your next planet, to cutting out the number of steps. But it's still a lot faster than using a shuttle. Alright, so... Sorry, had a bit of an itch there. So I'm gonna... Actually, I should take these off and put them... Oh, I took some of the titanium. Okay, well the experiment that I was doing was successful, so I can put this back. So that's now got 8 scrap in it. That's good. Progress. Right. So next I need to go back to Silver, collect more stuff off of the buggy, come back, deposit it, then rinse and repeat until the buggy's not got anything left on it. And then I need to go to Glacio and do the same thing there, get all the scrap off of Glacio, as well as any metals or resources that would be beneficial from Glacio, and then, yeah, get started on building the rest of the automation process. So, back to Silver. Got pinged, I'm just taking a quick look at what that is. Sorry about that. Ow. Exodynamics Outreach Advocate? I just got an achievement. What's that all about? Spend more than 4 hours in multiplayer sessions? But I'm not in a multiplayer session. What are they talking about? Like, this is a solo game. What is it talking about? Okay, need to store the other materials over here. Put the zinc over here. And the graphite needs to go over here. Ow. Yeah, there's lots of backing and forthing now that I'm trying to transfer a bunch of materials. I mean, in terms of, like, raw storage capacity, it probably would have been better to go and take the shuttle for this, but... I'm committed now. So... yeah. Alright, that's everything off of this one. So now I need to head back to Glacio and get my scrap off of Glacio. Well, once I've deposited all of this stuff, that is. Crying out loud, Silver, why are you like this? Silver is the only core that seems to have that behaves weirdly. And keeps, like, doesn't seem to be able to decide where it wants to put me. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's got 26 of 32. Actually, maybe I should make another one. Get it like another storage unit going. I think the scrap that I have on Glacier, once I bring it over, will actually fill that one to capacity. I can do that when I come back, though. That's fine. So I brought another zinc unit with me, that's good. Zinc's always worth having. Aluminium there. Tungsten there. That's like, I think that's almost all of the copper that I have in the game so far on this planet. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. So next I need to go to Glacio. You've almost got your dancer to 70? Nice, Neko. Oh, sorry. I just got completely sidetracked for a second there. Alright, so I need to head to Glacio, get my materials from Glacio. So... I should definitely bring some of the lithium with me too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm capped on scrap, so let's get that. Ooh. Tungsten carbide, steel, and rubber. I can make an auto extractor. And most of the material that I have here is aluminium. I don't need to bring any more of that with me, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, I'll make a return trip to collect the remaining scrap and the lithium. Welcome back, Han. Oh, is this a zinc? Yeah, this is a zinc. Alright, let's get all of this stored away. And that's full. Grab something from back there. It can. It can't grab that one though. I think then if I disengage it, move it a little bit further this way. Yeah, now it can grab it. Alright, well, that's interesting. Oh, actually I can send it off. Let's do that. Because then I can show off a little bit of the automation process to you, Han. So I've just sent the trade platform off to get wolframite, which is used to make tungsten. This auto arm here only looks for tungsten to pick up because I put a tungsten, or a wolframite in its filter slot. So what it'll do, once the trade platform comes back in a sec, just give it a minute. just give it a minute. It'll be back in a sec. Once it lands, the auto arm picks up the right, drops it here. The smelting furnace gets to work turning it into tungsten. And then this arm picks it up, drops it over here. It looks adorable. I know. Now that is a problem. It shouldn't be able to put into that slot, so I might have to move this platform further away so that it can't do that. Which actually I can probably do now. Let's try that. So what I should be doing Yeah, now it only has the ability to reach that slot, so if I take this away... Yeah. It can put into the slot that it can reach. One problem, though, is if I walk over the auto arm, it puts it into my bag. So I'm going to turn this arm off for a minute, because I don't want it doing that. So yeah, when you walk over it, if it's carrying something, it'll put it into your bag instead of into the... yeah, which is kind of a little awkward, but it makes sense that it does that, I suppose. So what I kind of want to try and do now is figure out if I can get... Well, actually, I need to go back to Glacio, and I need to collect more of the resources that I wanted to bring back with me. And I also think I need to get a bunch more zinc, because I think that zinc is used for the sensors. Yeah, zinc, 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 zinc. Yeah, the sensors all use zinc. And it's only the power sensor that uses quartz. So I need to go to silver, and I need to collect a lot of zinc. Once I get back from Glacio with my scrap deposits. Oh, actually, what else should I do? There is something else that I think I need to do first, and that is to make another storage unit for scrap. So, hold on. Plastic, carbon, compound, yeah, that's it. And then I can make and I've already got a glass, so I can make that real quick. Okay, so grab this. And medium resource canister. And that'll get printing. Zip. And there we go. Medium resource canister. And then I just toddle on over here to get it set up. Oh. Of course. I know what I can do to stop them from doing that. If I activate this... Wasn't really what I had in mind, but okay. So this now, putting scrap on these arms will tell them not to pick up anything unless it's scrap. There we go. Alright. Okay, so now I need to go back to... I should probably get there. Now they're both ready to go. Right, let's get back to Glacio, pick up the materials that I was looking for, then come back, deposit them, go to Silver, collect a bunch of zinc, and then I can start working on sensors. And try and figure out how those work. Because I've got the... as you can see, I figured out how to get the auto arms going the way I want them to. But I need to get it set up so that the sensors will activate the things that need activating at certain intervals that aren't automated. Like the auto arms are. Like, for example, the trade platform. I need to find a way of getting that to activate once it's got all 6 scrap that it needs to trade for wolframite on it, so that I don't have to do that myself. So, we're on a very big learning experience here. Glacio. Also, I'm going to bring lithium back with me, because I've got a bunch of lithium that I brought to Glacio that I want to bring back to Novus with me. Okay. That's almost everything. Okay. So let's take this zinc with me. I might as well take as much of that as I can. Before I go to Silver, actually, I'm going to try and figure out how to use the sensors a little bit, since I already have some zinc on this planet. Just so that I'm not having to go do too much backing and forthing constantly. Would be nice to take a breather, I guess, and do something else. So yeah, let's figure out how the sensors work. Okay, so it's all of the lithium brought back to Novus. Alright, let's have the scrap stored in there. Alright, so... battery sensor... storage sensor powers. It's probably going to be storage sensors that are going to be the way that I do this, so I'm going to experiment with them first. That's one of them empty. So I'm gonna make a bunch of quartz. Oh, it's already full. Ew, so quartz, zinc. Okay, apparently sensors are also tiny items. Not stuck to a valid item. Alright. Not stuck to a valid item. Damn it. Mode full or empty. So... so that sensor isn't going to work, basically. That won't activate the trade platform. I don't want to actually salvage you. Waiting for storage to fill. Empty or not empty? Full or empty? Full or not full? Not stuck to a valid item. Alright, so storage one isn't really what I was looking for from the looks of it, so I'm going to put that there for a sec. So... battery sensor... or power sensor. So zinc and copper is the power sensor. Copper. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Activates target AI based on changes on available power. Waiting to gain power, waiting. So it sends a signal when it gains power. That's not automating it, so it's kind of useless. Alright, I'm gonna put that on storage then. This isn't what I was looking for either. What about button repair? So this says when activated, it also activates any targeted items. So this isn't really true automation either. This is basically I can just set off the trade platform from a distance. It's not really automation. The only way I can see the storage sensor working then is if it empties, but then that's not going to work properly. Unless it goes from empty or not empty. Like it activates whenever it goes from empty to not, but then the moment it... Or would it be full to not full? Let me try the storage sensor again. Pop this on here. Attach it to this. I do. So if I attach a pin to it, and then to this, so Okay, so that kind of works. I think I've bugged it. Look at that scrap. It's not a whole scrap unit. I think I've just bugged it. I think I've actually just bugged it. There's a scrap unit here that I can't move. So it kind of looks like as much as I would like to do a full automation here, it's just not possible. There's no way of me activating the trade platform. Unless I do it from here. Waiting for storage to fill, waiting for storage. That might work. Oh yeah, I think I might have to recycle this platform then, because I think I've busted it. If I take this arm off then, take the trade platform away. I need to get 3 resin to make a new one, because that scrap on it has bugged it. Then again, that wouldn't work, would it? Because you'd have to reset it each time. I'm sure someone will figure this out better than I can. But for now, it seems like the best option would be to just hook up a button repeater and press the button repeater when I need it to, but then what about the printers? Would I just have to hit the button repeater on the printers as well whenever they have the materials that they need? That seems kind of inefficient. It's not like, but it does mean that I don't have to move around as much, that's for sure. It just seems kind of dumb. So I just have to have, like, well, I guess put the button repeater up here. and then hook the button repeater up to everything it needs to be hooked up to. So... yeah. It looks like I would just have to do it with button repeater. There's nothing... I don't think I can get the sensors to work with this properly. In that case, then that scrap can... Well, I probably shouldn't let that scrap stay there. It's kind of bugging it. But it's not doing anything harmful for the time being. Maybe rebooting the game will fix that later, I don't know. But, not? Can you stop giving me the tungsten? Thank you. I don't need it. Like, stop giving me the material I don't need. Okay. So, moving on. So, what I should do next then is I need to do the 2 soil centrifuges. And they would have 2 soil canisters that would attach to them. Ow. Oh, earplugs fall out. There. Get back in there. So, a medium storage and a soil centrifuge on a 3 resin large platform B. Right, let's get that going. So I need to get 2 large platform Bs going. Right, so large platform B craft. That also means I need to make more resin. I mean, the only other way that I could see this working is if I find a way of using batteries to do it. But that's probably gonna need... I'm gonna need a guide to try and figure out how to do that sort of thing. This is more about just trying to make an efficient way of me getting scrap with minimal effort. And if all I have to do is press a button to send off the trading platform every now and then, and to tell the printers to print, then that's pretty reasonable. Actually, stop dropping the tungsten. I'm going to turn that off until I'm ready. So, actually, storage sensor. I think I've got a way of doing it automatically that might actually work. If I configure the printing area to be a storage configuration, and then tell it to activate when the storage on the platform becomes full, it would tell the printers to print using their materials. And it would also tell the trade platform to go and do more trading. I think that would work. The only issue is that this isn't something... is that I would need to find a way of telling it to send scrap out. Because that's like one of the issues at the moment, is that scrap isn't being collected. Oh, hold on. This isn't... This wasn't facing the right way. So I would probably want to tell it so whenever it says that that storage is full, maybe I should do it so that it's full, activates when it's full or empty. Or full or not full. So that it will activate quite regularly. That might be a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's try this. So I need to get the rest of the configuration going before I can try that and make sure it works. So, but I'm going to plop the storage checker on here. And then I need to get 3 more resin again to make a second. The fan just stopped. Right, so unpack this. So what I would need to do is I need to give it more space. Like a fair bit more space than what it has here. Because the results of the centrifuge need to come out here. I'm gonna put these printers over in the storage bay. So what I probably should consider doing here is, because I want this to kind of like deposit over here. So actually, I'm gonna need to get my soil together and do some more land flattening over here, so that I can work in this space. Because I need the the deposit for the rubber to be on this side. So, and that does mean then that I need my terrain analyzer. Where did I leave that? Oh, there it is. Right. So I need to clear some space over here. Whoa. How goes the space adventure? I'm still figuring out how to do the automation. But I think I might have a way of doing it that will work really, really well. And basically will make it so that the only interaction that I need to do is drop the materials. Well, is to collect soil for one thing, but then I would drop the materials in the shredder that need to actually produce the scrap, and then I would be essentially in a feedback loop of producing tons and tons of scrap. If I can get that working, it's going to be mint. We'll get there indeed. But first I need to get rid of this geyser. God, that sound effect, man. Right. Let's get this area flattened out a bit more. I'm out of power, but I think that's enough space to work with. So I think what would be best is for me to work in reverse of what I need. I think that would make more sense for this production line to do it in reverse. So what I need to do first, I need to make a medium platform and an auto arm. So this, and I need aluminium. And I also need one more of these to go. At least one more of those. We'll get there, we're getting there. We're figuring it out. So. First up. Auto arm. Medium platform. A small medium. There's a really small one. Where are you, medium platform? I also need to get... Do I have... Yeah, I've got enough. I need to make one more. I need to make one more of these large platform Bs for the chemistry lab that I'll need. Alright, so medium. Flick this open, flick this open. Now, what I need to do is put this at maximum distance. So this can only see... So I need to move this back a little bit so that it can only see this unit here. So hook that up. And I need to get that rubber that I made earlier. Collect that. And then set the rubber as the filter for it. That'll prevent it from picking up a resin or an organic that is put into the chemistry lab platform here. Although ideally, what I'm thinking I should do is this. So I have the storage. So I have two storages. One side is... excuse me. One side is rubber. The other side has organic and resin on it. And the idea is to try and make it so that one side of storage always has a maximum capacity of resin and organic, so that it will never... so that the chem lab will never try to deposit rubber on this side. It will always try to deposit on this. Alternatively, I can do it this way, where the auto arm, because it's filtered, can see the entire platform. If I do it where it sees the entire platform, it doesn't really matter at that point. It can just collect what it doesn't matter what side the resources are on. And what that could allow me to do, actually, is have... actually, that might work better. I could have one soil centrifuge on this side depositing the organics, another on this side depositing the resins. But then again, that would mean there's no space available until... although that actually might work. That could work. Because I don't need it producing rubber constantly. And the auto arm could just take the rubber out from its output. I think it can just take it from the output. Because it only needs to produce as much rubber that is as needed. Then again, having it produce extra rubber is a good idea. So it might be better to have it set up so that it has 8 rubbers in production here, and then it can just produce more as it needs to. That probably sounds like the best way of doing it. And then once the production line's like fully operational and ready to go, I can turn on the automated switch. What do I need for a chem lab? Chemistry lab is ceramic, glass, and tungsten. Fortunately, I have the ability to get all of those materials. So I need to get a chem lab set up. Alright, so click that. Make a bunch of clay for me, please. And whilst it's doing that, I'm going to tell this forge here to make some glass. Good thing, just as well I got a bunch of tungsten going, isn't it? What does the soil centrifuge require? I know that, so I'm going to need 2 of these. So that's compound and aluminium. That's actually really easy to get. I can do that. So... tungsten here, ceramic here. Okay. So what I want is for... what would probably be best to do then is to have Now, I don't want it to be able to see that one. So if I send it over here... Pop it here. Have a medium one that goes from here to here. And then have another one hooked up here. So... like so. Okay, so the two... so this one would have a small canister, so they'd have to have 2 small canisters, and then 2 medium canisters. Medium canisters being the main reservoir of resources for them. One is configured to do... so one would be configured to do... organic, one would be configured to do resin. So I need to create more medium platforms. 2 more to be specific. Get this going over here. Right, Chem Lab. Let's get you going. Go. Imagine if I'm going to need to have more RTGs set up on this base. I mean, I already have 4 configured on here. I don't think that's going to be overwhelmed in the near future, hopefully. I'm going to I don't need to do that. So I need to make 2... oh yeah, definitely I'm going to need to make more resin then. Right, so... oh, did I just drop them? I did. Yep. Alright, so... open this one. This one can be connected to power through this one here. So this is going to be where the storage unit is. Now that's got power. This one, open it up. Slide all the platform over here. There we go. They're all hooked up to power. There we go. Alright, so now it is soil centrifuges, compound, and aluminium. I need more resin. I need more resin. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, so put the centrifuge here. Right. Okay. So we put one storage here. Expand that out. Put 2 storages here. Okay. Configure this to do... Oh, it's already on rubber, that's fine. Alright, so I need to do 2 auto arms, so I need 2 graphite. I do not have... Oh, actually I do have 2 graphite. Cool. 2 graphite. And 2 aluminium. Let's just do it one at a time. This needs to be turned around. That's in the correct zone. That one's also correct. It can also place on the platform, although I might want to move it slightly so that it can reach the whole area. Yeah, I'm gonna try moving this one a little bit. Try, like, moving it up here a bit. Now it has better reach, yeah. and then activate filters for both of them. So this one I'm going to set up to be the resin. So resin. This one can be organic. There. We're getting close, we're getting close. Now what I should do next is canisters. So I need to do 2 soil canisters, and then 6 scrap canisters. So that is a total of... eight plastic and 8 glass. Alright, well... I know that carbon and compound is plastic, so let's get 8 compound going. And then I'm going to need to make 8 glass, which I can just do from the soil centrifuge. Making quartz. Do I have enough carbon? I do not have enough carbon. I'm just gonna burn up all the organic that I have. Okay, next is... need to do some quartz. Six, 7, 8. Alright, canister. So, medium soil canister. Medium soil canister. Alright, so now it is 1, 2... 2. Now I need to do the resource canisters. Oh no, not the quartz. I need the plastic. There we go. Plastic, plastic. Right, so... There we go. I'm almost ready to get to test this out. Alright, let's get all of these set up on the thingy over here. This is a lot of, like, storage for scrap. I'm, like, probably not going to need to worry about this for a while. But, like, by the time these are getting full, I'll be ready to upgrade to having large silos for the scrapper. I'll be able to, like, just set up... I could, like, basically I'm going to be setting up another trade platform that will allow me to get the resources I need to build other projects. And once I've got that going, this is all going to be, like, pretty well set up at that point. Dab indeed. Alright, so that's all of the canisters all set up. So now I need to make 2 small canisters to hook up to the centrifuges. So, what's that? Small printer, packager, glow sticks, floodlight, dynamite, drill mod, timer, standard, small batteries, small power cells, small tank. Small canister is resin. Gosh, resin is such a common thing that's needed for all of this. Right, so put that up. I only need to do 1 resin run, so I'm just going to do it like that. Let's collect that. Quartz, resin. Alright, so I'll put 1 small canister here, 1 small canister on here. Right. So now I need to get 2 medium canisters full of soil. You started playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and it's taking some game. Isn't that like really different from the other Kingdom Hearts games? Like really different? Alright, I'm gonna like zip down here. Like if you mix card game with Kingdom Hearts, okay? Oh. What am I doing? Put that back on. And then go. Diggy hole. Right, let's get out of here. I've got my experiment ready to go. Like, this mountain has got so many holes dug in it. The Swiss cheese mountain. Yeah, pretty much. Right. Let's get the buggy over here. Right, so take you off and hook you up here. They're primed. Yep, they're primed. Okay. So set them up to go, basically. I think I've got it. Right. Oh, there is actually one more thing I forgot to do. I need to get some platforms over here that'll store all the winches. Like a platform and a medium storage over here to store the winches. But I can actually start part of the process off already. Let's get it going. Like, check this out. This is gonna be really cool. Yeah, once everything gets going, the power demand is probably going to be too high for the RTGs. Check it out. This is so good. Yeah, I'm gonna let this, both of these run and fill to capacity. Like I'm actually gonna need to get multiple. Oh, why are you storing the rubber on me? Look at it go. Yeah. This is actually really well done. It's subtly satisfying. Very, very much so. This is exceptional. I'm gonna get them going a third time. Ah, this is where the problems start. They're running to capacity now. Yeah, it's max capacity.
Yeah.
But, that's good, because now that means that they're prepped and ready to actually do proper production. So, I'm just gonna treat this as a spare rubber and put it over there. So now this part of the automation is prepped. Although I will point out that by prepping them, I have burned through half of the soil canisters capacity. Oh, actually, I should get them going a 4th time. Yeah. Get them going a 4th time so that they are actually, like, their own storage units are completely chock-a-block. And then that will kind of keep it delayed on how often they need to activate. It's spinning, yeah, it's very spinning. Alright, so they're all prepped and primed. But the idea with the storage units is that I should try and get a way of activating them so that they deposit. So they're either on drain or... So, hold on. They're all on enable output, enable output, enable output, enable output. Enable, 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 enable. Itchy. My ear's itching. I really want to see if I can get this going before I have to go to bed. So... I need to get this thing... Oh, no. It would really be good if there was... Stop giving it to me! Oh my god. Yeah, this is the problem with the automation. Without a doubt, this is the problem with the automation. You cannot tell them to ignore your backpack. Like, I would, if I had the option to, like, tell them to not do that, to, like, no, do not put things in my backpack, I would. Because that is actually kind of detrimental in this. Anyway, back to the plan. So I need this to pin to this, pin to this. I need it to pin to this. I need it to pin to this. No. Okay. So now what I need to do here is I need it to come over here and pin to this. There we go. So now all of these things are... Now, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to have the button repeater set up to... There we go. The button repeater will tell all of the storage units to go either into... should. No, apparently it doesn't. Why isn't that working? Why are the storage canisters not going into... Are they not able to be activated in this manner? Okay, well... that part of it functions, at least. Alright, well... so... you're in full or empty mode. Let's turn this on. Why isn't it working? Why is it not working? Okay, so it's not actually working for some reason. Like, the signal is being sent out, but it's not actually activating. That one's activating. Why is that one activating, but the other ones aren't? Alright, let's try this again. Because something isn't right. Only one thing was getting activated. Ah, okay, I think I figured it out now. Hold up. Yeah, I think I've got it figured out now. I think I figured out what I did wrong. That's how you do it. Now that you see how they have like light lit up nodes on them, that's how you know that they're actually activation pins. So I need to branch them like this. So I need to do this, and then this. Okay, now I know why the storage canisters weren't working properly. None of those are target pins. So what I need to do now is branch this one, branch it again, and then target pin that. So now all of them are hit by target pins. That should make it work. And then what I do... Now I need to come back to the button repeater. Then what I do here is I click this, and then I do this, and then target pin, branch, target pin, branch, target pin, branch, target pin. And then the same thing here. Target pin, target pin, target pin, target pin. And then what should happen is... they all turn into deposits at the same time. Disable output, 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 disable output. So, there we go. Yep, this is now actually configured and ready to go. And now that I have some winches, what I can do is bring them over here. What sort of automation machine I'm making? I'm basically making a machine or an automation that creates winches. And winches are used, well, basically I use winches to create more scrap. You basically, for every 6 scrap that you trade for materials to make winches, you can make 10 scrap from it. And you need to use 2 canisters of soil each time. So I'm just gonna chuck these in here. And then I'm gonna get the automation machine started. There we go. Now it should all get going. There it is. It's going. It's actually going. It's doing it. Ah, there's an issue here. I've just seen that there's an issue. The printers will get interrupted. So I have to stagger the printers. This is really satisfying to watch. I know, right? Yeah, the printers are getting staggered. Yeah, the printers keep getting staggered by the way that the activator works. It kind of activates them and then it's deactivating them. That's bad. That's really bad. And here I was thinking I was a genius. Alright, so it looks like these cannot be part of the activation process that I'm using for... So if I break these, take these pins off, what I need to do is, I think what I can do, actually, is if I, because manually activating them kind of is a lame process to do. It's not a very smart way to handle it. I need to find a way of, like, automating them so that they print but don't get interrupted. Yeah, they cannot be on the same circuit as what's putting the materials into them. It pauses them. So I need to find a different way of doing this. The 5-second blackouts are back. I'm sorry, hun. I think what I can do... Hold up. What I can do is I can do 2 button repeaters. One that activates the storage, one that does the printers, so I can activate them simultaneously. I'm gonna turn that arm off so that I can get the rubber back where it needs to be. Because the rubber's like fallen off of pace. I've like got extra rubber like dotting all over the place. I need to get that sorted out. Firstly, let's activate this. Right, okay. Whilst that's doing its thing, let's get the... I need to craft a new button repeater to set up the printers on that. It's not as ideal as I was hoping, but it does take so much legwork out, it's not even funny. Like, I can't fully automate this process, but I don't need to. Right, let's do a button repeater, take it over to the production line. Right, so take this button repeater, bring it here, and then, so network pin, target pin on printer 1, target pin, printer 2. Print. Now I can turn that winch back on. Like, it's a shame that I couldn't do a fully automated scrap production line, but this is about as good as I can do. It does take so much work out of the process. Then it's off again. Okay. Like, I might actually need to set up more than one scrapper to do this efficiently. Because this is, like... The shredder is, like, at full capacity. And I've got more winches than I know what to do with. Like, I might actually need to do more than one shredder on this production. Hold up. I have an idea. Like, yeah, this is way more production than I need. Wow. I'm gonna have so much scrap. This is gonna be great. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I accidentally attached two winches to each other. Can you detach you, please? Hello? Thank you. Like, this is really, really good. Like, insanely good. But now that I've proved the concept and gotten it as functional as I'm satisfied to do, I mean, this is about as automated as I can make the process. Because I have to be here anyway to put the winches in the shredder, so having to press an extra button to turn the printers on isn't really that big of a deal. So, yeah, I think I'm going to call this done, and I'm going to call the stream done too. So, thanks everyone for watching. Let's see if there's anyone we can raid. Doesn't look like it, actually. Looks like we're all quiet. I hope the blackouts stop for you soon, hun. Thank you all. for watching what was probably quite a dry, technical Astroneer stream. Figuring out how to do automation has been very interesting, and having my first project has been quite fun. I'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye.